Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today, we will embark on a journey through Deathworld by Harry Harrison. Deathworld, written by Harry Harrison and first published in 1960, is a gripping science fiction novel that delves into the hostile and treacherous environment of a planet named Pyrrus. It follows the adventures of Jason dinAlt, a professional gambler with psionic abilities, who becomes embroiled in a life-or-death mission after meeting a formidable man named Kerk Pyrrus. This novel blends action, survival, and the exploration of human resilience against the backdrop of a planet designed to kill its inhabitants. Plot summary: Jason dinAlt, a professional gambler with a unique talent for manipulating probability, lounged in the luxurious room of a Castilian hotel. As someone who had mastered the art of controlling chance, he was accustomed to being sought after by those desperate for a bit of fortune. So, when a hulking, rock-like man named Kerk Pyrrus arrived unannounced with a proposition, Jason was intrigued. Kerk's request was simple yet staggering: gamble with 27 million credits in the local casino and win enough to turn it into 3 billion. The money, Kerk assured, was desperately needed to save his planet Pyrrus. Despite the enormous risk, Jason's gambler's heart couldn't resist the challenge. The night at the casino was a blur of flashing lights and high stakes. With his uncanny ability to bend luck, Jason's winnings steadily grew, drawing the attention of the house. The final moments were a whirlwind of tense dice rolls and mental exertion, but Jason succeeded, turning the modest bankroll into the billions Kerk needed. The casino's guards had no intention of letting such an immense fortune walk away so easily, and a chaotic escape ensued. Kerk's military precision and deadly skill cleared their path, ensuring that they slipped through the city's grasp and secured their winnings. But as the adrenaline faded, Jason began to realize that he had become entangled in something far more dangerous than a night of gambling. Kerk, the Pyrran ambassador, wasted no time in explaining the nature of their mission. Pyrrus, his home planet, was a world where every element, gravity, climate, and even the wildlife, was designed to kill. The Pyrrans had evolved into a race of hardened survivors, each citizen a soldier against a planet that had declared war on its inhabitants. Jason's winnings would be used to purchase weapons, ammunition, and explosives to continue the fight for survival. Despite Kerk's insistence that Jason stay away from Pyrrus, Jason found himself irresistibly drawn to the challenge. He had faced odds before, but nothing like Pyrrus. If nothing else, his gambler's instinct drove him to see if he could outwit death itself. When Jason arrived on Pyrrus, it was immediately clear that the planet was beyond anything he had ever encountered. The moment the ship touched down, it was as if the world itself moved to crush them. The gravity was twice that of most planets, making every movement a struggle. The temperature fluctuated wildly, and the air carried a constant sense of threat. But it wasn't just the environment. The creatures of Pyrrus were living weapons. From the smallest insect to the towering predators, everything had evolved to attack, poison, or crush anything in its path. Jason was placed into a protective tube, one of many measures the Pyrrans took to shield themselves from their world. Even this tube, crafted from transparent metal, barely held up against the assault of a winged creature that spat acid and tore at the walls. As Jason watched the creature melt under the harsh, sterilizing chemicals that rained down, he realized that fear itself was another enemy on this planet. The Pyrrans, Kerk among them, moved through life without fear, hardened by generations of survival. If Jason were to have any hope of staying alive, he would have to master that same indifference to danger. Life in the Pyrran city was a constant battle. Built within fortified walls, the city was a fortress, with every citizen trained for combat from birth. Jason's first days were spent in the adaptation clinic under the care of Brucko, a scientist who injected him with antigens to prepare his body for the planet's countless biological threats. But no amount of preparation could truly make him a Pyrran. Even the youngest children on the planet, already capable of defending themselves against deadly creatures, lived short, brutal lives. The average life expectancy was just 16 years, and only the strongest survived into adulthood. As Jason learned more about the Pyrrans, he realized that their very nature was shaped by their world. Every day was a fight for survival, leaving no room for anything but combat and strategy. Even Meta, the beautiful and capable Pyrran pilot who had helped Jason on his journey, had lost the innocence found on other planets. She spoke with pride about her strength and resilience, but her words were tinged with the inevitability of death. The Pyrrans had become what their planet demanded, warriors without respite, bound to an existence of endless struggle. Jason began to see that the Pyrrans' war wasn't just against the wildlife, it was against the very nature of their existence. They believed that only by fighting could they survive, but Jason, with his outsider's perspective, saw things differently. He started to question the endless cycle of violence. Was there a way to break free from the constant warfare? Could there be a way to live on Pyrrus without being in constant battle with the environment? Determined to find answers, Jason ventured outside the city, beyond the fortified walls. There, in the wilds of Pyrrus, he encountered creatures that defied belief, plants that killed with a touch, animals that hunted with terrifying precision. But he also saw the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Everything had its place, and while dangerous, the world of Pyrrus was not without order. Jason began to formulate a theory. The planet and its creatures were reacting to the human presence. The more the Pyrrans fought against Pyrrus, the more the planet fought back. The key to survival, Jason realized, wasn't in weapons and war, but in understanding and adapting to the planet's rhythms. Armed with this insight, Jason returned to the city. He shared his theory with Kerk and the others, but their entire way of life had been built on combat, and change was not easily accepted. It would take more than words to convince a people who had known nothing but war for centuries. But Jason wasn't one to back down from a challenge. He had gambled with his life before, and now, on the deadliest world known to humanity, he would gamble once more, this time on the chance for peace. If this book pulled you in, don't stop here. Explore the rest of Deathworld series by Harry Harrison. Check the description or search Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Harry Harrison's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.